thought we should talk about my second book, 15 Conversations with Real Estate Millionaires. It was really this book, this vision was written for you, the audience, and I have not done a very good job of talking about it. Really, what this book is meant to be is a curation of stories that are meant to be something that you can hold on to. Now, when I was writing and putting this book together, there was a couple of things that were my driving force. The first one was really my holding on to a book called The Real Estate Millionaire by Gary Keller. And it wasn't necessarily the book, which was amazing. It was the end of that book when they had their stories of investors. If you are like me in the first 5 years, real estate investing is slow, and it would not be crazy to think about stopping or quitting or letting the bad days get in front of the good days. I was there. I remember at night having to pore over these stories just to get belief that it was possible. One thing about that is it was a very short read. It was like a page or a page and a half of each investor. I was craving more, but more didn't exist. That was the driving force behind 6 months of my life to write the second book, 15 Conversations with Real Estate Millionaires. It was a curation of over 5,000 or 6,000 videos that went into this book. So what I thought I would do, and I believe for the first time, is highlight what the stories are. Because again, I do not believe that anyone will read this book and think that all stories relate to them. That's not what it was about. Yes, please read the book. Yes, enjoy it. My hope is you read 3 or 4 stories over and over again, because I needed something to hold on to, and I thought you might as well. So guest number 1 starts part-time, quits their job, and then goes full-time. Very much like a lot of you, right? You have a W-2, you have your job, you're starting part-time. When do you quit? You can have that discussion and see what this investor did in their journey. How about number 2? Quits the W-2, understands their freedom number, and now travels the country. Folks, if you don't know who that is April Crosley, REI, Lazy Girl REI. Again, this is an amazing story from April Crosley. She is chapter number 2. How about chapter number 3? Execute the BRRRR strategy, right? Buy, repair, rent, refi, repeat, with a full-time job and young kids. How about that for a triple threat? BRRRR with a full-time job and young kids. Not to be outdone, I think BRRRR is an amazing strategy, but also very risky. So I included chapter 4, or guest number 4. BRRRR is sold, positioned as easy, but it is really risky at first, right? If you're excited about BRRRR, you need to read this guest, you need to read this story, because again, it can be amazing, but it also can lead to financial pain. How about guest number 5? We, of course, got to give a shout out to all the out-of-state investors. What is working? How'd you do it? What's the team? How'd you get on the ground? All of that. How about guest number 6? A Dave Ramsey fan and FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early. We had a conversation about Dave Ramsey's advice, what we liked, what we didn't like, and what they might change after listening to Dave Ramsey. Number 7, how strong is your why? This game can be hard. It can take time. If you don't have something to hold on to, what's going to keep you going? Some amazing stories here from guest number 7. How about guest number 8? Buys a $2,000 mentoring course, goes all in on himself, and talk about how it worked. How many of you have bought courses like that and not done something? What did guest number 8 do that maybe others did not? Guest number 9, he bets on himself and starts a business from scratch. Yes, bets on himself, starts a business from scratch. This is, of course, Greg Dickerson. It's a video from my YouTube channel called I think it's Truck in a Toolbox. It is the American Dream. Shout out to Greg Dickerson fans. He is in the book. He is guest number 9. How about guest number 10? First time buyer programs to get on the property ladder. This is Meet Kevin. This is him and Lauren, the 203K loan. When he was a teenager, or maybe he was 20. There are ways to get on the property ladder. We've heard from Matt, the mortgage guy, about 1% down loans and 203K loans and all these other things. So what did it take? And I think this was an interview called Jamba Juice or something like that, to millionaire status. Guess number 11. The grass isn't always greener in other markets. Sometimes cheap properties are cheap for a reason. Sometimes you get involved in things that will hurt going forward. Chapter 12, or guess 12, consider selling your portfolio as you turn 70. I had to include this story. This is the one story about someone at the end of their journey and some things that they are doing to reduce their portfolio, seller financing, things of that nature. This was a very meaningful guest for me and really allowed Olivia and I to see what our future may lie. Now, guest number 13, focus on properties below the median. Why is that important? Why is there safety there? Guest 14, wealth is created via buy and hold. Again, folks, since this book has been written, I've created this 3 steps to getting wealthy, and that is number 3, time. If you are trading in and out, buying and selling, you have active income, you have a job. Wealth is built from holding. And then, of course, folks, guest number 15 watches HGTV and jumps in, right? It makes it look too easy. How many of us hasn't watched an HGTV show and said, if they can do it, I can do it? Again, folks, you can find this book on Amazon. It is also on Audible. Dion from Dion Talk was nice enough to actually be the narrator. So if you've got the book on Audible, yes, you can listen to Dion run through all of these guest interviews. So again, why this book? Why? I believe most of you are concerned the first 3 to 5 years, given how slow it is. I've just shared with you the 15 stories in the book. It is my hope that 3, 4, 5 of those become your anchor that you hold on to. If you like to get the book, there is a link below. You can get it on Amazon or Audible. You can just click on it. It'll take you to Amazon, and you can get it right there. So if you already have the book, I would love some book selfies. I take your pictures and put them on my board just outside my office. So again, if you want to send me a selfie or maybe write a 5-star review, I would greatly appreciate it. And of course, might as well give a shout out to my original book, One Rental at a Time. Basically the story of somebody who had read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, lost 80% in the stock market, was buying before, during, and after the crash. Kind of an amazing story. If you haven't read One Rental at a Time yet, I strongly suggest it. Over 1,000 reviews on Amazon. Links are below. Make sure you get 15 conversations with millionaires if you are starting your journey. Hopefully it becomes your nighttime reading that lets you know it is all worth it. All right, everybody, take care. Have fun. Bye.